both of you said. I'd just really like to point out that despite everything that Forrest and Graham just said, which is absolutely true, the only thing we're trying to prove a negative, and that's the hardest thing to do. It's not impossible, it's just difficult. And so all we need is one good, sufficient piece of evidence to prove that God exists. And that's why we're looking for that evidence, because the only thing we can do is try to prove a negative. And in the vastness of the universe and everything we don't understand about the universe and science, there might be an answer there. There might be proof of a God that we haven't seen. And that's what we're looking for. So when people come on and they go, look at the trees, or how do you think the earth formed, or any of these other things, we know how all that formed, and no God was necessary for any of it. But that doesn't mean one doesn't exist. We're still looking for that piece of evidence to prove that God exists, because of how difficult it is to prove the negative for a God. Now, when it comes to the omni-God, the problem of evil pretty much disproves the omni-God. So there's got to be some other type of God that exists, because the problem of evil pretty much logically kills the omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent God.
Okay.
And we've known that since Epictetus, prior to Christianity, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of Christians have heard that and said, okay, well, we won't say omni, we'll say maximal and all that stuff. They keep moving that goalpost. But Patrick, what say you to this?
So the Templeton Foundation, I get it. You got a control group and a placebo group there. The ones praying would be the control group, the placebo. Well, no, something like that. Isn't it?
That's right.
Forrest, correct me on this. Okay, so,
strictly speaking, the people not being prayed over would be the control group, but it's whatever.
You guys are referencing the Christian God, I would say, that's one guess.
More importantly, let me clarify. I want to let you speak, but more importantly, and this is the real point, we're referencing a claim made by Christians, a testable claim made by Christians. If the Bible is true, then the hundreds of times it says, pray for something and you will get it, should also be true. So we're not testing a God, we're testing a claim made by Christians, and that's the real answer, is that's what we test. So please do continue. Does that make sense?
Yes, you're focusing on a very narrow scope there. I'd say just focus on a Christian definition of a God. No. I want to make sure you get this, Patrick. We are testing a single claim made by a large number of followers of what they say is a God. And yes, it's very narrow. Experiments, Forrest, back me up, your experiments almost by definition have to be narrow, because you want to narrow it down to one question. Can I support this with evidence or not, right? Forrest, are all experiments generally fairly narrow?
It depends. It depends on what you're doing. So, there was this really cool paper called by a guy named Platt called Strong Inference, and it was all about try to rule out as many hypotheses as you can with the same experiment. So it doesn't have to be super narrow in terms of what you are testing for. It's just narrow in terms of the point. But that's also just something that was given to me in my opinion. There's lots and lots and lots of papers and lots of scientists out there that do exactly that. There's plenty of scientists out there that have 50 papers which are almost working with the same thing, except this next one has changed a little bit, and now we're going to test it this way, and now we're going to test it this way, and now we're going to test it. And then there's other ones that are, kind of comprehensive. It's we did 50 different things, and only one worked, and here's why. You know what I mean? So it is fair to say that evidence should be specific. Evidence should be pointing in one direction. It doesn't necessarily have to, but if you're going for making a claim, then you want to be honest about the fact this evidence could be pointing in two different directions. So for example, on the whale video, right? Back in the 90s, there were two major leading hypotheses. We knew that whales evolved from land animals, and so there was one group of people that were saying this looks like they're coming from these things called mesonychids, which are these hooved carnivores. They called them wolves with hooves. And then there was the other group over here that was saying, no, they actually look like they come from artiodactyls, which are hooved herbivores, things like deer and sheep and pigs and stuff.
What is it to do
up
with
until
Wednesday?
the
It's rough
mid-2000s,
Friday. 每次 drum class 它是 up
the
的。
evidence pointed
对
in both directions, and we were honest about that.
你看他也放那个八上去还更难哦。
We found Indo-Hias, which thoroughly solidified, okay,
哎
this is the
呀，
common
真的是
ancestor of all
bad
whales.
design.
This is definitely an artiodactyl. Case closed. We now know
Very
this
bad
is-
design.
And so, like, yeah, your evidence can be somewhat broad, but your overall, like, if you have a theory, if you have a
为什么要按那个坡？
claim,
不要给人家装那个 machine 会坏
specific shit pointing towards
，machine 很贵，
that specific shit
怕有些人加太近了，装到那个 machine。
that makes no sense.
但是还有没那个 design 很难。
One point, Jim, real quickly. Just to
Okay,
make
have a nice
that
day.
We
Bye.
see if Patrick understands. We are testing a single claim in this particular experience we're talking about. A single claim might be made by a group of people who believe in a single God. But if there are other claims made by other followers of other gods, we can test those too. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. Sorry, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your definition of God, Patrick?
Yeah, there you go.
Because if ours is, if what we've already talked about hasn't covered your definition, then I think we'd like to address your definition.
I would say that, from a human perspective, we would be in a position.
Hello.
Halo.
Yeah. Yes.
Bos, dia ada WhatsApp tu tadi, bos. Tadi pagi yang pasal Kanjun Water tu mau servis tu.
Oh ya ya. Ernie
Ya.
kah?
Ya, Ernie betul.
Oh ya. Kau pernah call kan?
Sorry?
Kau pernah call?
Ya, semalam saya dah call kamu. Yang
Oh.
ada
Yang
pasal Kanjun tu.
yang mau
Lepas tu
servis.
Tadi pagi saya ada WhatsApp.
Mau servis kah? Sebab
Ya,
sorry lah, sebab banyak yang call bah. Kadang-kadang saya tidak
Oh,
ingat.
ya, okey.
Ya.
Semalam saya ada call yang saya bilang mau servis sama yang ada keluar air dari body dia tu.
Oh, okey. Saya have a look.
Ya,
Nanti bila saya I will inform my guy, dia akan call kamu untuk
Hello?
appointment ah. Can you hear?
Hello?
Can you hear? Can you hear? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, the line
Hello?
teruk. Yeah, can you hear? Can you hear? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, bos. Ya.
Ya. Nanti saya akan suruh saya punya itu partner Frankie, dia akan call kau untuk appointment ah.
Halo.
Halo, boleh dengar?
Ayo.
Halo.
Hello, ya, bos.
Boleh dengar? Boleh dengar?
Ya, okey, boleh sudah.
Okey.
Boleh.
Nanti saya akan ask itu Frankie akan call kamu untuk appointment ah.
Oh, Baba. Okey, nanti dia set appointment kan begitu?
Dia akan call untuk make appointment sebab dia pun ada satu list itu. Kadang-kadang saya tidak tahu bila dia free.
Oh, Baba ya. Okey, nanti bos apa sajalah tolong kasih info saja
Okey.
number saya.
Alright.
Baba.
Thank you. Bye.
Okey.
Go lah. Kasai. Hello. Saya mau tanya, ini mesin kan ada kena tukar filter kah recently?